Welcome back everyone to Desktop Inventions, where I break down the hottest and latest in 3D printing news each week so you can keep up with the exciting developments in the 3D printing space. I know your time is super valuable, so let's get right into it and let's dive right in. Alright, first topic, did Etsy just ban or restrict your shop from selling 3D printed models because you didn't design them yourself? Well, Myminifactory may have a solution for you. As we covered a few weeks ago, Etsy updated their handmade policy and started enforcing it. Now, if you're selling 3D prints of someone else's design, even if it's a legally purchased STL file, you're breaking their rules. So thousands of 3D printed products and hundreds of 3D printing stores just got risk at being non-compliant. Why? Because now Etsy requires original designs only, which means if you didn't model it, you can't sell it. And that's where Myminifactory's new program comes in. It's called Premium Merchant, and it's made specifically for people who print the models but didn't necessarily design the models. For $25 a month, you can get a verified seller's badge, access to licensed STL files, and most importantly, the right to sell physical prints legally with royalties going directly to the designer. So here's how it works. You list licensed models on your MMF storefront, just like Etsy. When a customer comes and places an order, you download the file, you print it, and you ship it out. The royalty is split and automatically paid to the designer, and you keep most of the sales price, but Myminifactory does take a roughly 10% commission. So you might also be wondering, can I sell any model on Myminifactory? Not quite. Only STLs that are part of the Premium Merchant Network or marked as commercial use allowed can be sold as prints. But Myminifactory is actively expanding its catalog with popular creators like Fotis Mint and Hex 3D. Quite frankly, they're probably taking advantage of all this fear and uncertainty that Etsy has put into the 3D printing community right now. Another question you might be having is, do I need to buy these STL models up front to put them on my storefront? And the answer is no. You can put the files on your storefront, but they will only unlock the download when you make a sale. So it prevents bad actors from coming in and paying the $25 a month and then just going and downloading hundreds of paid models for essentially free. So look, if you built a 3D printing business but aren't a model designer, Etsy just slammed the door right in your face. Myminifactory's Premium Merchant model is a platform stepping in with a real, licensed, creative-friendly alternative. So if you're already a print farm owner or you're a hobbyist trying to turn this into a business, this might be the lifeline that you've been looking for. I've dropped a link down below if you want to check out more of the details. And let me know in the comments down below, have you been hit by Etsy's new policy? Are you considering switching to Myminifactory or maybe other alternative platforms? Do share your experiences, as others watching are probably going through the same situation as you. Okay, now let's talk about Bambulabs Farm Manager. And no, this is not some new idle click game about farming bamboo trees. Bambulabs just dropped a free print farm manager app that lets you control unlimited printers without the cloud for free. If you're running multiple Bamboo printers, this could be a game changer for you. The new Bambu Lab Farm Manager is a local land-based tool for managing X1, P1, and A1 series printers. You can queue prints, monitor live jobs, trigger batch starts, and you can even control the printer power all from one screen. So if you didn't know, 3D printers consume the most power by far when they're preheating the beds. So the Farm Manager even has a setting so you can stagger the time that this bed heating phase is turned on. So you don't have to have concerns about peak power usage or tripping breakers, which is nice. This app is designed for schools, print farms, and anyone with multiple printers who don't want to have cloud dependency or internet delays. Right now it's Windows only, but Linux and Mac versions are coming soon. It supports the X1, the P1, and the A1 series, but they've already confirmed there will be future support for the X1E and the H2D series as well. So if you're juggling 3 or more printers and wish you had a better dashboard, this is it. Bambulabs Farm Manager brings pro-level fleet control to the hobbyist world for free. Do you plan to use this for your 3D printer setup? I might someday, but first I'm gonna need some more Bambulabs printers. Next up, let's talk about Polyfloss, a brand new and novel take on recycling 3D printed filament based on a familiar sweet snack, cotton candy. Meet Polyfloss, sort of like a mini cotton candy maker for plastic waste. Polyfloss is a compact desktop tool that turns plastic like PET into soft textured fibers using the same spinning heater principle like a cotton candy floss machine. 3D printers can create a ton of plastic waste, especially if you're designing new products or you're making multicolored prints which generate a ton of poop. So Polyfloss is trying to make a solution for this. The product just launched on Kickstarter on June 10th and currently sits at about 48,000 euros out of its 80,000 euro goal with under a week to go. That's about 60% funding. Designed by the Polyfloss factory out of Paris, the machine takes in shredded plastic, heats it up, spins it, and out comes the fluffy Polyfloss. And it's a pretty small form factor design which can easily sit on a desktop. Future Ashton chiming in here, even though this can be set on a desktop, it sounds like this should be set up in a well-ventilated room, as this will put off some fumes during the recycling process. This floss-like material that comes out isn't something we can just directly feed back into 3D printers, but rather it's a fabric material that can be used for other purposes. You can iron it into sheets for laser cutting. If you're selling 3D printed products, you can use this fluffy floss as packaging material. If you're a textile hobbyist, this can be used to make yarn, fibers, thread, weaves, and other things. This floss material can be molded into insulation panels or lightweight bricks to replace expanded polyester. I'm sure one thing we in the 3D printing community all have in common is waste material from 3D printing, which we may or may not have totes of this waste stuffed in our closets just waiting for some way to use it in the future. So Polyfloss may or may not be the right opportunity for you, but I do think the hearts and minds of the people over at Polyfloss are in the right place. Check out the link in the description below to see their page on Kickstarter, and let's see if we can help them reach their goal in the final days. Alright, that's it for 3D printing news this week. We'll keep it as a short video this week. As always, comment down in the comment section below if there's topics you'd like me to cover in the future. Check me out on Patreon if you'd like to support the channel and gain access to exclusive content. And we'll see you next week at Desktop Inventions.